Good morning, gamers. Today is Thursday, February 9th, 2017, and I'm Gray, your host. And we're running a little bit late today because of a huge nor'easter that's coming through right now. We already have 6+ inches on the ground, and everybody's home from school and from work. And so that got me out here to my office a little bit slower than normal. So apologize for kicking the show off a little late today. But with that said, let's go ahead and start taking a look at the gaming news. And the first story I have here is from GameSpot. And it's about a new modular retro system that lets you play NES, SNES, PS1 games, and more. And it's going to have a Kickstarter in April. And I'm pretty excited about this because, first of all, it looks kind of modern. There's like this modern interface you can see here on the screen. But the unit is also a modular. So if we look at some of these pictures over here at GameSpot, you can see you can put in different Nintendo type cartridges or Atari cartridges or a DVD. There's a DVD. It looks like the DVD's in the base. And that's how you get support for all the different types of consoles. Excuse me. So this retro blocks just looks awesome, and I'm excited about it. We can see that another great feature is you can load your games onto the system. So you don't have to worry about scratching up your old discs or your old cartridges by continually pulling them in and out. You can put them in there, load them to the system, load your save games to the system, and then put them back on the shelf. So that is really cool as well. Now, what are they going to emulate out of the gate? It is modular, so they can add other stuff later. But out of the gate, they're going to do the NES, SNES, Genesis, Atari 2600, and TurboGrafx 16. Also via the CD-DVD drive, they're going to do the PS1, Sega CD, Mega CD, 32X CD, and the TurboGrafx CD, which has other names for it as well, PC Engine CD, etc. So this Kickstarter will be launching in April. I'm sure we'll talk about this more between now and then, but I'm pretty excited about it, assuming it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. So, you know, if it costs more than just going out and buying all these consoles off of eBay, I don't know what the advantage there will be. But let's go on to our next news story here. And this is over at VG247.com. And they're talking about the new PS4 Pro Boost Mode, which is they're calling it a game changer for some games. And it turns out that, if a game has a locked frame rate and already runs really well, you're not going to see any change with this Boost Mode on the PS4 Pro. However, if a game was struggling to hit its target FPS, or if the game has an unlocked frame rate, then the boost mode has been a really big boost for these games. And the fact is they give it some more GPU, but they give it a lot more CPU to work with. So they say, especially with games like Battlefield 4 and big matches, that it really makes a game changer. And some of the games just look so much better and perform so much better with this boost mode. So if you want to know more about this, there's also a Digital Foundry video that talks about how they tested this and what they found. Head over to this story here, PS4 Pro Boost Mode at VG247.com. And I forgot to mute my phone. See what happens when you're doing a live show? So let me mute my phone here and put it into airplane mode. Just the whole day is off because of the snowstorm. So with that, let's go ahead and go to the next story here. Again, we're staying at VG247.com for the moment. And this is talking about something my son called me yesterday to tell me, hey, E3 is now open to the public with tickets priced between $149 and $249. Well, only the first 1,000 tickets are $149, so let's just say $249. But that's for 3 days. And it looks like there's going to be 15,000 tickets for the public. Now, if other conventions, gaming conventions, Comic-Cons and whatnot are any indication, these are going to go in a heartbeat and then end up on eBay for twice as much. You take a look at something like PAX East, which I went to for years, probably 5 years before I finally threw in the towel because tickets were selling out in 10 minutes. You could not buy any tickets within 10 minutes after they went online. Matter of fact, within 2 minutes of going on sale. And you get to the convention floor, and much like you'll see in some of the pictures about this story, it's packed. It's so packed, it's hard to get to see anything. You have to wait in lines for hours and hours to see a game. Honestly, I'm not that excited about many games that I would wait hours and hours just for a 10-minute tour of the game. So I'm excited. I'd love to go with this. Maybe, who knows? We do have a Patreon now, so if we get some support, maybe I could go to this. But I don't think it's going to be something that the masses will be able to take advantage of, like a CES. I think where you can have thousands and thousands of people go through, not just 15,000. But in any case, it's cool. I think it's cool that they open it up. I think they should have a larger venue and maybe have it twice a year, once on the West Coast, once on the East Coast. But that's cool. So that's good news here. Let's go on to our next story. This is over at Polygon, and finally, a game about being nice. And this is such an intriguing story about this game here. Basically, it's, I think, the first episode in a game, but it sounded really nice. You play the role of somebody who's going on a long trip, and you go around talking to people, and it looks gorgeous from the video here. And it's $4. So you may want to check this out. It's called Leaving Lindau, and this game, it's only about an hour and a half, an hour long. So, but it's $4, and you get to be nice. When was the last time we saw a game where you could be nice? So very good story. Really appreciate them running this over at Polygon. All right, here's another story. This story is from Polygon as well. Project Cars 2 has been revealed, and it's coming late 2017. So this is great news. I'm pretty excited about this. Project Cars, the original game, both on Xbox One and on PC. I have it on both. It looks gorgeous. Some of the modes are fun. Some are boring. Go-karts. I don't like the go-karts. But this is great. So it's finally been announced. It's coming. There's going to be 60 tracks, 170 cars. There's going to be, they list all kinds of cars in here. There's going to be a lot more to do with the dynamic weather. Snow and ice being added. So this is really, really cool. And I look forward to it. So, and the weather's supposed to be real time. So it'll affect the tracks real time. As the weather changes, the tracks will handle differently, etc. So good news. I don't ever think Project Cars got its due. So I'm glad to hear they're making a number 2, and maybe more people will be able to experience it and have fun in it, the second iteration of it. So with that, let's move on to our next story. Hey, Gears of War 4 gets a Bromatic update for Valentine's Day. And basically, with this, you're getting the return of Talkbow Tag for a week. And then you're also getting 2 new multiplayer maps. Impact Dark, which is the Impact map in a dark mode, and then War Machine, which was seen in the original Gears of War. And there's also a bunch of little patches and things going on to make the game more playable and less frustrating. So they say here in the story you'll stop rage quitting with this patch. But I don't have a copy of Gears of War 4, but I have friends who love the game. So this is really good for them. And this story is over at Engadget. Okay, let's move on to our next story here. This is over at Gamma Sutra, and this is about Nintendo's mobile Fire Emblem surpasses 5 million in revenue after the first week. That is amazing. Now, if you watched the Bandit Gamers podcast on Monday night, Tuesday night this week, because I had Super Bowl lag on Monday night. I had to go to bed early. But in any case, if you watch that, you've heard that DB loved this free game so much, he's already invested a few bucks into it. So what a hit. $5 million in a week for a mobile game. I mean, that's like printing money. I'm very happy for Nintendo to see the success they're having with mobile. And my only thing, and I've said this on the Bandit Gamers before, my only thought here is, what took you so long, Nintendo? This has been a growing market for years and years, but I'm so glad you're into it now, and people are really, really loving this game. So check it out. The story, again, is over at Gamma Sutra, and you can read this article. Nintendo's mobile Fire Emblem surpasses 5 million in revenue. All right, next story here. Same place, Gamma Sutra. Physical game releases are on the rise after 5 years of decline. And they have a great chart I want to share with you here. For those listening, I'll kind of tell you, I'll read it off to you. But in 2010, there were 742 retail releases of games. That was down to 584 and 11, 424 and 12, 254 and 13, 248 and 14, and it bottomed out in 2015 at 230 physical games released to store shelves. And now it's up to 271 for 2016. So what they're seeing is that a lot of, there seems to be some room on the shelves for a lot of smaller games. And I think that's good. And whenever I walked into the game store, I always looked at the shelf and I says, what are all these games? I mean, like most of them, and I follow the news, they weren't, anywhere to be seen. So, if a lot of that clutter is being removed and then more quality titles are being released, I think that's good for everyone. And, with everybody having, or most gamers having online access, you can try out more games and kind of vet through them before you go to the store to pick one up. So that's all good news. So let's go to our next story. Well, that's it. So thank you again for watching the show. If you like it and you enjoy this daily update, please let me know. You can like the show. You can subscribe to it. You can even become a backer on Patreon and get your name listed in the credits at the end of every show. And I checked this morning. We didn't have any backers yet, so it's only been a day or two. But this is where I would actually be reading off your name and putting it up on the screen to thank you for supporting the show. So we're looking for maybe $0.10 a day or, $2 a month if you can afford it, if you enjoy the show. And with that, I guess I got to go shovel some snow. So until tomorrow, peace.